Hello, welcome to the Grantham Canal. Now this is part 3 of a 3-part series following the Grantham Canal. We previously did the stage from Nottingham to Cotgrave back in May, and then I did the stage from Cotgrave right through to Redmile and Bottisford, which is about a mile over there. That was in June, I believe that was. So it's now early September, so yeah, it's been a bit of a while. I've got Jake with me again that joined me on the first part. And on this third and final part, which we're going to take all the way through to Grantham, I've got Joanne with me again. So join us. Let's see what we've got down here. This section is partly restored. We've got some locks to look forward to. And we'll detail anything that we see, any like points of interest as we go along. So we've been walking around about 8 minutes. So we haven't even gone under the second bridge yet. And already, guess who's lagging behind? Say hi, Joanne.
Hi.
Yeah. But me and Jake's got all the food, so don't worry about that. Right, so this journey today, it's roughly 8 miles between Redmile, Bottisford to Grantham, so it'll probably be just a little bit more in terms of the canal of it twisting through the countryside. So we've done about 3/4 of a mile. So we've got Redmile over there, Bottisford over there. We've just rescued this absolutely huge dragonfly. It was like that. Got a gorgeous little face, got blue eyes, and it was stuck in the middle of the towpath. You can see it's a big wide grassy thing, and it was right in the middle of that. We've put it to one side, and hopefully it's got a really good chance of hanging in there and surviving.
Today's walk picks up where I left off back in May, just outside of Bottisford and a little north of Redmile. We begin our journey heading away from Bottisford and Redmile. We continue our journey along the towpath, at one point venturing along the former Ironstone Railway running from the Grantham to Nottingham line and heading off to various quarries. We then meet up with the Dirty Duck pub and the Woolsthorpe flight before stopping for lunch and continuing on to our final destination of Grantham.
So Belvoir Castle is over there. I've just sent the drone up to try and get a picture, but it's just far too windy. So So we're having to do a bit of a towpath diversion. It looks like it's been closed for a while. We're on a sustenance path And to me, this looks like an abandoned railway line. I should double check when I get back home. I know there were a number of mineral lines knocking around this area, but it's such a grey area, so it could be the width and the lay of the land would suggest to me it was a railway line. So we're still on the abandoned railway line. The canal towpath is to the right, the other side of the trees. We've just passed lock number 14. Now we appear to be coming up to a railway bridge. And hopefully lock 15 a little further up. So that's the old railway line, but there's a bit of a track going this way and it may take us back to the canal. So we're going to have a quick look. Might not get very far. But actually it does look like we can return to the canal bed and the path. So there's the closed section again where the works are going off. And we're going to go to bridge number 60. So again, that railway line was walking along earlier. It's still a footpath here. It'd be interesting to keep an eye on it and see how far it goes. So you've just seen some images of inside the Dirty Duck pub, and believe you me, that was absolutely fantastic. So thanks for the recommendation, Jim. We had a fantastic dinner. We're going to carry on now. 5 miles to go.
4.5.
5 miles to go, that's what the sign says. And 4.5.
Yeah.
5 miles to go, and we'll continue on round to the next lot around this corner, number 18. Now it turns out we're both wrong. It's actually 5.5 miles. So I saw a sign down there for 5 miles. Joanne just guessed, but that says 5.5. So we'll stick with 5. So the railway line that was previously on when we had to do the diversion, and then at the Dirty Duck, it comes past on a bridge. Now this appears to be it. So we've got to imagine that there was a bridge here, and it crossed over the canal and carries on where those trees are. So that's probably the last we're going to see of that. So let's carry on. Lot number 18, Woolsthorpe Top Lock.
In this map, thanks to railmapsonline.com, you can clearly see Belver Junction at the top half of your screen. Now this is where the mineral line diverges away from the busy Nottingham to Grantham line. It then proceeds further south and runs parallel with the Grantham Canal, passing a brickworks and also the Dirty Duck public house, before crossing the canal and heading further south and venturing away from the canal. At this point the line split into two and went to a number of quarries around about Denton and Harston. As work declined and the lines began to close and the quarries began to close, this railway finally closed back in 1974.
So over in that direction we've got the village of Denton. Over there is Barrowby in that direction. Now we're on a section of the canal which is officially navigable. So back at the Woolsthorpe flight of locks we showed you some pictures of the trip boat, and this trip boat is available for you to just turn up and have a ride along the canal on their little boat, and also it's available for private hire. So what I'll do at the bottom of this bit, I'll put you the web address on. It's well worth a little trip. I'm going to do it myself with probably these two, and it'll be a nice little day out, and all proceeds are going towards the upkeep, further restoration of the Grantham Canal. Get yourself involved because it's a really fantastic project and it's really looking rosy going forward. that was a hell of a lot of swans. Hell of a lot. 30, 35. All we can imagine is that they've heard how great the food is at the Dirty Duck pub, and they're heading on down there. Get yourself down there and join them. So less than 2 miles to go now until we arrive at Grantham, at the terminus of the canal. The next really big thing along here would be the A1 road. So we're now at the A1. So the canal comes to an abrupt end. So there's a pretty big job needing to be done there. So we're going to follow this path and either go over or under the A1 and continue on. Okay, we negotiated the section from the A1, a short trip along the A607, which is the road that takes you directly into the town centre of Grantham, and then there's a nice little signpost that points you back in the direction of the canal to do roughly 3/4 of a mile before Journey's End. Okay, we're approaching Journey's End. So this is the final part. We've come from Redmile near Bottisford, and we've come over into Grantham, and Grantham is just a little way over that way. So thanks for Jake.
Thank you.
Thanks for Joanne for coming. Thanks to Jim for the recommendations. Thanks to the Dirty Duck for the fantastic food and drink. Thanks to the Grantham Canal for looking after everything along here. And hopefully there's a nice, bright, rosy future to get everything sorted. Good luck with the lock opening and good luck to the future. Have a great day and we'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.
Bye.